Love is such a complex, twisted, strange, deranged, wonderfully horrible, horribly beautiful thing that it gets damn confusing after a while.
He's living with his mom right now, which, oddly enough, has made us get along really well. Go figure.
It's not her choice, it's not my choice, it's our choice. You try different things in this life, especially during the 7-year itch, I guess, you know, which is kind of where we're at now.
And we just needed some space. We needed perspective because we were just constantly at each other.
When you find yourself looking at that person in the morning and saying to yourself, oh boy, here we go again. What's it going to be today? When you find yourself at that position, well, man, you got to have a sledgehammer, you know, for a soul. Because you got to start knocking down some walls. Hard time, full time. That's what I'm trying to do.
Both of our parents screamed and fought and divorced when we were both very young. And then both Serge and I had a string of pretty dysfunctional relationships until we met each other. So it's safe to say we're pretty dysfunctional.
I could list my faults from now until we run out of film, you know? I'm a temperamental person.
I have a hard time showing emotion. I have a hard time being vulnerable.
But I'm also passionate about life. I'm passionate about my children. I'm passionate about love. What I wasn't passionate about, I suppose, was respect the whole time.
We're both intelligent, but I don't know that we have the tools to... I don't know. Is it about tools? Or are we just too lazy? Because it's so much easier to be a dick than to be really loving.
The walls started to build on their own, as they do. Not out of resentment, not out of regret, not out of a pure dislike or a pure disloyalty, more out of life.
Sometimes you hear that saying like, love is easy. It's not supposed to be hard. And I just think that's a bunch of BS. Because being married is the hardest thing I've ever done. And if it's easy, then it's work. It's not easy. It's constant like excavation of feelings and respect and how are you feeling and treating someone appropriately. And it's so much easier to be a jerk, I think. But maybe because that's because I'm inherently a jerk. I don't know.
I see this all as 7 years in, all right, I'm taking, you know, marriage 201 instead of marriage 101, you know. I'm upping my game, going toward my doctorate, which comes at 50 years of marriage.
The uplifting thing about it is I think we're both on the same page as far, I mean, for two people who are constantly arguing and on totally separate pages, generally speaking, I think we're on the same page. I think we're looking for the same thing as far as getting some perspective and some time apart and maybe trying to come back together with a fresh outlook.
I love Monica more than anyone I've ever known, you know. I love Monica more than any girl I've ever been with. And it's been a lot.
I really love Serge. He's a good guy and he means well. But we just get lost in life, I think.
We got a little bit lazy as those walls were coming up. And before you knew it, we woke up one morning and there was a Great Wall of China on either side of us, you know, and there was a Great Wall of China getting built right between me and you. Not us building it, it was building itself, and we let it go.
it's easy right now in the quiet to look at this camera and kind of float above our marriage and be like, duh, it's so stupid, it should be so simple. But it's not. When you're in the day-to-day grind and this person is reacting to this thing this way, and that drives you nuts that they're reacting that way, and then it's just you know what I mean. You can float above it and point stuff out, but when you're in the thick of it, it ain't easy.
I don't envision this kind of house or that kind of car, or this is what our property is going to look like. This is what our house at the shore is going to look like. I don't envision that kind of thing. I see 4, maybe 5 people walking across a sound stage, you know? I don't know what's behind us. Mountains, beach, doesn't matter. You could plug anything into that. What I see is the characters, the cast. And that's what I'm fighting for. I want to keep the cast. You know what I mean?